I'm back. I do hope I haven't lost my ability to see who's here. Tag friends. Tag friends. Oh, that's not what I want to do. Hello, everyone. I'm having a little bit of trouble as usual. Oh, good. No, there they are. All right. Good. I can see everybody coming in on Facebook. Thank you. And anyone who wants to join us on YouTube, wants to text, please do. That's the fun of it. Tonight I'm going to start off with a set of bass songs. So sit back, relax, and hear more songs about the bass than you ever imagined existed. Oh, I left one out. I left a good one out. I wrote a list of them, but they're on my phone that I'm using for Facebook, so I won't be able to check that. I'm just not going to check it. I'll have to remember it. Let me make sure it's not too loud. Sometimes when you get away from the phone, get away from the computer really likes to make everything too loud, and then the bass sounds crap. Yes, there it is again. Just put it right in the middle there. Thank you. Okay. This is hopefully a medley of 6. Why is it so dark in here? It looks dark in here. Why is it so dark? It's dark. Who cares? Let me tell you something as we start the show. It's a little something I thought you should know. So I'll tell you as we settle into place. It's impossible to sing and play the bass. You're a lovely group of people. You deserve the courtesy of knowing what you can expect of me. I've practiced, but it will not mean a thing. Because it's impossible to play the bass and sing, sing, sing. You see, the bass is fretless, it's not like a guitar. On bass, you spend your whole life wondering where the hell you are. It's got no little door markers, just a fingerboard so bare. And lots of notes which often are not there. Then when you start singing, you've got lyrics on your mind, and the notes on bass become impossible to find. To remember lyrics, melodies, bass lines, and chords is no less a miracle than the Lord's. So as I make 1,000 errors, sit there and be kind. Do not throw tomatoes at me, keep this all in mind. Remember this is serious. Remember this is art. Remember this, I will fall apart. Then I'd have to pray to God to come and intercede. And she'd only sit and laugh at my wanted greed. She made the rules for molecules, atoms, time, and space, and she knows it's impossible to sing and play the bass. Oh, I'm turning it into a medley. How clever. If you really, really want to cause some problems, if you really, really want to cause some pain, simply go down to your local airport and try to put the bass aboard a plane. The trouble starts when you approach the terminal. You won't find a sky cap anywhere. Because once you see the giant, once they see the giant case in which you packed your massive face, they disappear into thin air. So by yourself you knock it to the terminal, let out a big sigh of relief. The ticket lady looks at you in terror. She stares at you in disbelief. She says, "You're not going to put that on an airplane. It's just too large, it's just too big." So you smile, but she doesn't think you're funny. To her, you're just another sexist pig. She gets angry, calls her supervisor, sees the face, and goes into a swoon. And the ticket they decide on for the plane you want to ride on cost you more than a ticket to the moon. Nowadays we must deal with security. They see the base, they start to drool. They want to give the base a colonoscopy. Now I know some of you got that joke, some of you didn't. And those who didn't get the joke, you'll get it sooner or later. Still you struggle to be cool. This is not the time for getting angry. This is not the time to cause a scene. This is when you must turn into Gandhi, calm and placid and serene. Better yet, be Obi-Wan Kenobi. Use the Force to get him into line. Tell him, do not worry about the base. It would be no problem. Let the base pass through. It will be fine. If you really want to cause some problems, if you really want to cause some pain, simply go down to your local airport and try to put the base aboard it. Try to put the base aboard. Try to put the base aboard. Try to put the base aboard a plane. Back in Italy of old, when men were brave and bold, and Columbus had to sail across the seas. When ladies from Verona and gentlemen from Bologna used to place lutes and mandolins across their knees. They had lots of lutes and lyres, they didn't use amplifiers. It was a civil age. Violins and cellos were played by maids and fellows, and composers like Vivaldi were the rage. The year was 1550, and orchestras were nifty, and violinists dearly loved to bow notes. But the ladies and their fellows and their violins and cellos found they really couldn't get the low notes. So one Gasparo de Salo did his intuition follow and set out to build a giant violin. The concept was outrageous, nonetheless contagious, and so inspired he did begin. He did begin. He whittled and he glued, he boiled and he brewed. He varnished, chipped and chiseled, bent and treated. He worked with great endeavor and get discouraged never, until one day that he found the task completed. Yes, one day he was through, and he brought it out to view, a violin like none had seen before. Its tone was rich and deep, right down where the fishies sleep, and oh, the depth it added to the score. To the score. People looked at it in awe, and they wondered what they saw, and they thought poor Gasparo had lost his mind. The man could not be serious. The man must be delirious. He started to unwind. Oh, Gasparo, face the facts. No one's going to play that axe. It's too heavy. It's too big. It's too heavy. It's too large. You're going to need a barge to get it to the gig. To get it to the gig. And while the sound is quite profound, just to lug the thing around has got to be a nightmare in logistics. The only willing players will be drunken dragon slayers, gladiators, flagellators, and statistics. Then the local folks started making up bass jokes. It had to happen, don't you know? The new jokes began to hatch like, hey, buddy, got a match. Or you should have taken up the piccolo. But Gasparo was no faker, but a real fine violin maker. He was no fraud or public menace. So he just kept on smiling as he watched his giant violin soon become the rage of Rome and Venice. And here we are today, many centuries away, and Gasparo's bass violin has made it through. Well, you can pluck or you can bone notes, but you gotta have those low notes. Thanks to Gasparo, we do. Gasparo de Solo, I thank you. Gasparo de Solo, thank you. Whoa, 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 I pull into a parking lot. I take my bass out of the car and oh so gently lay it on the ground. I wait for the attendant. In the meanwhile, pet the friendly German shepherd that is sniffing all around. The parking lot attendant calls out. I go over to him, but I see a funny look upon his face. He's trying to be nonchalant as behind my back, his friendly German shepherd's peeing on my bass. I turn around, I see the hound, I'm simply flabbergasted. Why, this is a disgrace. Unless, of course, it is a message from the gods, a cosmic commentary on the way I play the bass. But then I realize, of course, this is no accident. This is a message, it's a sign. The gods, this strange event is only meant to indicate that happiness, good luck, and good fortune would be mine. The gods have sought for years and years to find the perfect person, and now the search is done. And this divinely inspired German shepherd has sniffed around and sniffed around till finally he has found the chosen one. I really do believe it. It helps me feel much better. It helps to lessen my dismay. But the simple fact is that a German shepherd peed upon my. But the simple fact is that a German shepherd peed upon me. But the simple fact is that a German shepherd peed upon my bass. This must be my lucky day. What was the other song I had about the bass? I've forgotten it. It's on my list, but it's on the list that's got the people are watching on Facebook on it, so I can't refer to it. That's 4. There's another one somewhere. Bass. Take my bass out of the car. Does it tell me how to grind? No, I did that one. Oops. Let me see. Maybe I have it written down someplace by mistake. I can't remember the other one. Well, here's a song that has the bass mentioned in it. It's really about me playing bass in the Playboy Club, where I finally went nuts. So this counts as a bass song. Playboy Club in New York City, 1962. Finally living in New York, it's my dream come true. Just over from Baltimore, just turned 21. Ah, my life has finally begun. The Playboy Club is full of buddies hopping around all night. Young ladies dressed as bunny rabbits, fluffy tails so white. Their costumes so revealing that no secrets do remain. You play the bass, you slowly go insane. But life around the rabbit ain't as funny as it seems. Soon I find I'm talking to Bugs Bunny in my dreams. All those pretty creatures so close yet so far away. Life gets more confusing day by day. The pressure keeps on building on me as the nights go by. Soon I cannot even look a rabbit in the eye. So I go to a shrinker and start spilling out my guts. He says, son, I think we're going nuts. He says you need a change of scenery. The Grand Canyon would be nice. But someplace far away from bunnies, drinks, and tinkling ice. There's got to be a better place for you, God only knows. But someplace where the waitresses wear clothes. Tell no one your problem, just pack your bass and quit. Zip that case around the base, pick it up and split. So I told the leader of the band I simply had to go. Packed my car and drove to Mexico. Filled my brain with desert sand and drove up to Pikes Peak. Discovered the Grand Canyon, so I hung out for a week. Wandered around the painted desert, watched the cactus grow. Headed south to Mexico. Playboy Club in New York City, 1962. Finally living in New York, it's my dream come true. Just moved up from Baltimore, just turned 21. My life has finally begun. My life has finally begun. My life has finally begun. My life is finally. My life is fine. My life is finally. My life was finally gone. I forgot the last part. That's it. Okay. I'm watching. Unfortunately, sometimes I watch the monitor for YouTube, and the monitors for YouTube is about. There's a delay, and I look at myself and I'm playing notes that I played 2 seconds ago, and it's confusing. I'm doing what I did then, and it's here and now. You got to be in the here and now. That's it. Not the there and then. I was trying to write a song called "Being in the There Then." Being here now, being there then. I still think there's some potential in that. Oh, I can't remember what the last song was. I can't remember what the last one was. It related to the bass. They all relate to the bass in some way. Louis Bellson bass. They're all bass songs. Half of them are bass songs, even if they don't mention the word. So let's go check and see how everybody's doing. You see, I showed you my bass players. Did I ever show you this picture? I don't think I did. Maybe I didn't. No, it looks real nice on YouTube. That's Milt Hinton right here. Bobby Haggart, me, and Chubby Jackson, who was a great bass player in the 40s and 50s, maybe in the 60s too. He played one of the first 5-string basses I ever heard. Okay, Facebookers. My gracious, everything looks right tonight. Can you see it? Milt Hinton, Bobby Haggart, me, and Bucky, Chubby Jackson. There's Duffy Jackson. Duffy Jackson is his son. Nice, huh? Nice, huh? I'm proud of that picture. Some great bass players in there. A funny story. The group that I play with Bucky Pizzarelli and John Bunch, whose picture I have someplace here. I had it last night. Where is it? Where'd you go? Anyway, I had the picture, and I don't have it right in front of me right now. That group was originally with Bobby Haggart and John and Bucky. And the group started because there was supposed to be the world's greatest jazz band was a group that I don't remember who started it. I'm sure you'll tell me. Oh, right. The newspaper. Right. I get you, John Aveni. I get you. Based on a Plane. Oh, yeah. Based on a Plane. I did that one. Let me finish this story before I get myself terribly distracted. So the whole band was going to record. Then it was about a 9-piece band, and suddenly the people who had doing the recording didn't have the money to do it. They could only do it. They ran out of money, so the guys did it as a trio. Just Bucky and John and Bobby Haggart, and the rest of the band was really pissed at them for taking it. So the trio get the nickname the Three Turds. The rest of the men named them the Three Turds. And that name stuck for a while. And finally, I ended up taking Bobby's place on the band. I was now a member of the Three Turds. That name faded away eventually, but the band members didn't appreciate the guys doing the record. Oh dear, Tales Out of School. You boys. Yeah, here's the picture I was talking about. John and Bucky and I. That was taken in Italy in the 90s. Sometimes in front of a great restaurant where we played every night. Oh, was that fun? There's a song about a bass solo. In my show, I did a song. I don't remember how that goes. I saw it today complaining about the guy oh no, it wasn't about a bass. So you know what? It ended up being about so many galaxies and planets exist, a million billion stars out there. An astronomer wrote a note in the paper in Seattle in the 70s, maybe 60s, complaining that bass solos should be banned because they were so crazy, and he didn't understand them. So I made a little bit about that, which I will do sometime later. I won't remember how it goes. Do the bit. Based on a Plane, Judy. Note, based on a Plane, I have a famous author with me, Dr. Judith Schlesinger, whose book is entitled, Judy, give me the title of the book. I don't want to screw it. Hi, Bill. Hi, Jay and Bill. Hi, Jay. I realize what time it is. That's one of my favorite songs. And because I don't think the computers can understand what I'm singing when I just do bass and voice. I didn't know what time it was. I love that song. I'm trying to work. Always a pleasure to listen to you and learn something new. Jacques Fudge. Oh, I've grown accustomed to your bass. Bill Crow. There's a song about a bass. The newspaper editorial is based on a Plane. Exposing the myth. Thank you, Judy. Judy's book is Exposing the Myth of the Mad Genius. Now, regardless of what you think, it's not about me. It might be about me, though, because I'm not a mad genius. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to straighten things out. Hello, focus in. See, I was on an angle, and I got tired of looking at myself like that. I'm going to, hi, Bud Burridge. How are you, man? Gap Mangione. How you feeling, Gapper? Gary Shambo. I'm going to, Helen Green, Mary Jane Harper, Lee John's guy. Nice. Tomoko Farnham. Ladies and gentlemen, Tomoko Farnham is in the house. Paul Nowinski, apparently. Apparently, Gaspar Salo, besides being the best bass maker of the time, was also the most sought-after bass player, too. Really? You're kidding me. No kidding. No kidding. I didn't know that. I didn't know. Well, here we go. Wait, hi, Frank Skilling, Steve Schwartz. Hello, Don. How's the house doing? Is it still there? Don Whitmore is it's a word from a cowboy movie. Foreman of Hope. I just got to speak to the foreman. Gene, let's go down and speak to the foreman. See what he says. Bob Stewart is watching. Dominic DeMiro, Frank DeMiro, you'd love this. Well, Frank was watching. Frank tuned in the other day. Dave Bardone, Karen Levine, Doug Romoff. Who the hell is that? Paul Nowinski, Tony Pereira, Tony Pereira, Glenn Frank. Glenn, did you know I said the other day, it's getting so bad, I'm starting to really miss driving out to New Jersey and doing the band. I mean, it seems like such a luxury to be able to do something like that. Bill Crow's on both. What have you got going there, Bill? How can you do both? Yas Ichiora. Hey, Gary Anderson. Hi, Gary. We're back. Chris Smith. Did you see tonight's? Did you get Chris? Did you see the tribute tonight? It got pretty wild. Lots of cars coming down the block honking their horns. It was great. Loved it. Okay, there we are. There we are. Inspired the song. I'm thinking of the song. Well, yeah. And this is to John Aveni on YouTube. He was talking about when I did my one-man show. I had a whole routine about. I have to practice it. I haven't done it in a while. I don't want to hear about Joe Bonamassa. You'll have to go away. Joe Bonamassa is doing just fine. The routine was that. And there was another one about women love the bass player. They think, that's a good. I have to do that one tomorrow. I'm not gonna give it away. I'm not gonna give either of them away. As a matter of fact, I'll have to do them. But they're routines that were in my show. So I start out on Facebook to catch the applause, then transfer over here for a better picture and sound. Bill. So Bill Crow tells me, it's because I see him. Bill Crow's watching on Facebook, and then he's on YouTube. He says he switches over to YouTube for a better picture and sound. So what do you think about that, folks? Better picture and sound on YouTube. If you want that, you just go to my YouTube channel and become a subscriber. Now that's not too much to ask. And then you can watch. Have to go empty the. Oh, sorry, Judy, I'm not going to mention that. Okay, it's something she had to do. Okay, fine. We're good. Oh, I did have a request for this song. And it doesn't involve the bass, but somebody really wanted it. And because it's the song about the man in Baltimore who's... Oh, by the way, sorry. Excuse me. That's better. No, turn around. Face the audience, please. Face the audience. We all know what that is. If there's anybody who doesn't know what that is, that's my big award. Matter of fact, I have a Bunch of awards. What is it? There's a beer bottle. Let me see. I'll be right back. I got to check something out. I'll be right back. I just found it. Back when I was playing golf a lot, I played the famous course in Rochester, New York, the Oakland Country Club, where they played a lot of U.S. Opens and stuff. And I played it with, I think I played it with Freddie Cole. Freddie Cole and I were playing together, just to drop a name. And I didn't do well. I barely broke 90. I didn't break 90. I shot 93. And the last hole I got a 7 on, and I've watched these pros play it, and I don't know how they can get a birdie on it. It's impossible. Now here's what I was looking for. Oh, see, I won another one. This is Outstanding Singer Instrumentalist, 1992. I won it. Look. It's not like a trophy, but maybe I'll take it out and put it on. Put it on here. Look at that. Isn't that nice? Look at that. I think it may be sort of gold. Don't you think? Don't you get some gold in there? Can't read it, but trust me, it says Outstanding Singer Instrumentalist, 1990. So I won it twice. Oh, I'm going to deck him. I'm going to put it around his neck is what I'm going to do. So he could just show off. I knew I had something. I thought I won something, and I was smart enough to put it up there. So now the awards are rolling in. This is 1992. And then 5 years later, I won this guy. So just so you know who you're dealing with. Listen, I realized the other day, I'm not promoting my records. I'm doing this for free, but I do have a lot of records. So they're all on YouTube. So these songs can be had individually, not YouTube, Apple Music. So you can just go get them individually if you want. You can download if you're into that. I still like to play my CDs, my DVD. Let me see, where are my records? I have records. I'm going to prepare my records tomorrow or sometime soon, because I have LPs of lots of my songs, of my CDs. People put them out in LPs, and you sell them because people don't want the CDs anymore, but they want the LPs. Just a little hint. And here's the song that has been requested. You'll stay there. I've got a nice medal for you. You'll look great tomorrow night. This song came about as a result of I got to raise this up a little bit. This came about as a result of I was in Baltimore doing a show of my own music, and I went to the bar afterwards, and 2 men were standing at the bar looking for a briefcase full of newspaper headlines. And I was questioning, I couldn't, they were laughing and having such a good time. I ended up asking them what was going on. And they showed me all these headlines. This man had sculpted a penis out of a potato. And it got lost, etc., etc. And people found it. And the paper, somebody found it and thought it was real. And the papers were just ablaze with the story. Someone had lost an organ, blah, blah, blah. And they were laughing because this guy had done it, and he was the sculptor of this thing. So I thought about it, and of course wrote a song about it. A man had an interesting hobby. It seemed that sculpting was his gift. But one day he decided he would sculpt a little something special and created quite a riff. For he decided he would sculpt a penis, and he would carve it out of a potato. He worked with priceless hands and eyes. He colored it with natural dyes like the pinks and reds in the tomato. Those who saw it say it was amazing. In perfect detail down to the smallest part. Anatomically quite accurate, very realistic. They say it was a work of art. Art. They say it was a work of art. But I will spare you further detail. Just understand the thing looked very real. To keep it forever, he just could not. It was a potato which started to rot and lose its sex appeal. So our sculptor took his interesting potato, put it in a plastic bag, threw it out. Naturally, a woman found it. Naturally, she was astounded, called the cops, who did not have a doubt. Nobody wanted to examine it too closely, but no one doubted it was real. Soon the local papers heard about it. It was becoming one big deal. The coroner's report quite firmly stated the thing was real. It simply was organic. Microscopic slides showed that it had been alive, and there was really no need for pen. Morticians in the morgue were simply mortified. They never so much as lost an inch of colon. Now they were just horrified to think that someone who had died might possibly have had an organ stolen. After lots and lots of careful testing, every chemist in the lab could see the subject matter did consist of living cells and chromosomes, so really, what else could it be? TV stations loved the story. They had their fun like TV stations will. They showed the woman who had found it in her little store, surrounded by hot dogs cooking on the grill. Every week it popped up in the papers, the little story that would not go away, piquing everybody's sense of morbid curiosity and their fears about foul play. Jaws, remember the music from Jaws? Anybody remember that? It's a long time. When the shark appears. Meanwhile, our sculptor simply laid low while let the cat out of the bag. Even though he knew he not done anything illegal, he knew he shouldn't brag. But finally he decided it was time to tell the truth. It was the only thing to do. But no one down at City Hall believed a word he said. They simply did not think his story could be true. Some say it was decadent. Others say it was time well spent. Others philosophized like Plato. But there can be no dispute. It really truly was a brute. It absolutely was a penis, just not of the proper genus. Think about that. That's really a very good joke. Genus. Anyway, it's clear to see the whole thing was a fallacy. I thought you'd get that. Let's hear it for the bold creator of this old and cold dictator, a man and his interesting potato. Man and his interesting potato. My song doesn't have a funny ending. A little joke that we might laugh about. The people in Baltimore finally just got tired of the subject matter, and the whole thing simply Uh, oh, that was a request. That had nothing to do with the bass. Nothing. Nothing. Oh, I had a request for this song, which I have to do from a person who bought this album. Excuse me. Oh. You think this is easy? This is an album I did with a very good friend of mine, an incredible musician, Mr. Wycliffe Gordon. And on this album, and this also is available on Apple Music. Anything you want, you can get from Apple Tunes or whatever they call themselves. Thank you, Teresa Rokowski. Did you get it before I did it? The Jaws reference, or did I have? What did you get when I finally told you about it? Now, be honest. Did you get it when it was happening, or did you understand it after I explained it? Very important. Hey Jay, thank you once again, Nancy and Spencer Reed. Hey Nancy, how are you? Kay Green, love the bow. Oh, thank you. Oh, it's nothing. Trust me, it's nothing. I got to tell you a story. Speaking of loving the bow. I'll finish this and I'll tell you. The next song I'm going to do is on here. It's called Little Henry, and we did a very good version of it. I'm doing that for the people on Facebook because it's reflecting on Facebook, but it's looking nice on, well, yeah, looking pretty good on YouTube. I'm going to do that song next. Speaking of the bow, I was asked by Gary Carr. Now, many of you don't know who Gary Carr, many of you will. He was, to me, the greatest bass soloist I ever heard, classical bassist. I mean, there's a lot of good ones around, but Gary has some soul to his playing that is just deep. He heard my first album, Salamander Pie. Let's see if we have a copy of it. Do we have a copy of it here? Oh, I must have, what I do with it? Anyway, I don't have it. He invited me out to his house. I was out in California. He invited me up to his house in British Columbia to play a concert in his private studio, and he packed it full of people. It was great. But when as soon as I arrived there, I think my wife went downstairs and laid down. She was tired. I went over to Gary, said, "Come with me." He made me a smoothie, a beautiful smoothie. He put all kinds of fruit in it. It was wonderful. Then he went onto his back porch overlooking the straits of, I can't remember what straits are out there. It's not Hormuz because that's in the Middle East. It's a funny name. But you look down off of his back porch and you see this huge expanse of water. I mean, just islands. I mean, it couldn't be a more beautiful house. And he sat there. And as I drank my smoothie, he played Bach for me on the bass. And that was bowing. And it lives inside of me. And whenever I really get serious, this is what I'm aiming for. That Joshua Bell. Joshua Bell's bowing is, to me, just astounding. Anyway, that's bowing. My bowing, I really try, but I don't work at it enough. I do it, play solos with it, and I try to get a real, genuine sound, and I try to play it in tune, and that's the best I can do. So this next piece, my interview with used to still on AAJ, Humor and Harmony. Thank you, Judy. Judy, did you see? Judy, did I show you were you out when I found my my medal? This is 1992 medal for outstanding something or other from the Mac Associates. So I'm going to wrap that around his neck soon, and then we'll really be right. We'll really be doing that. Just a minute. Just before I go to do that song, I see another scorecard up here. I want us to take a look at. I, in my youth, I spent a lot of time, uh, too much time, frankly. Anytime I did anything, I'd play golf. No, that's not. I have a scorecard from, ah, here's another one. I'm telling you, that's a treasure chest up there on that. I have a scorecard from the Players Club in Florida, where they, the hole with it. No, that's not it. That's not the one. But I know I have it. I'm gonna find it. That page black. No, that's not it. Where's the Players Club? Come on, Players Club. Is this it? No, that's not it. The hole on the, if you watch golf at all, the 17th hole, it's a famous hole on the Players Club in Jacksonville. And people are always dumping it in the water and stuff like that. I played it once. And I went back from the pro tees. I played it right from where they played from. Now, I must admit, I hit a soft 7-iron where those people hit. They hit wedges and stuff like that. Well, that's not my fault. They don't have good sense. And I hit it right into the middle of the green, 6 feet from the cup. Proceeded to knock it in perfectly straight for a birdie. And I've never played that course since. So, here's Arnold Palmer's club, Latrobe Country Club. I was supposed to play with Arnold Palmer one time. I don't know how I was supposed to play with him, but somehow somebody said, and he never showed up. So I played it by myself. Beautiful golf course. And I love to play. No, I was okay. I never worked at my game. And when you don't work at your game, you're not going to play well. You're going to play sloppy. Well, now, tell you the truth, that's the scorecard I want is the one that has my attested 2 on the 17th at Players Club. So I averaged 2 on that hole. What do you think? My average is 2. I mean, people, these pros are knocking the ball in the water all the time, and I shot right from where they shot. Hit a beautiful, soft little 7-iron that even a little draw on it went right into the middle of the green, sank my putt for 2. Not a hard hole. It's not a hard hole. No. Anyway, and I haven't played now in close to 20 years because I hurt my back, swinging the club. The same thing everybody gets when they play golf. I hurt my back, and I decided, what do I want to be, a professional bass player or a mediocre amateur golf player? And I decided I better be a bass player. It's really more in my DNA. The golf was pretty heavy in my DNA. I grew up with it on a little sand course in Annapolis, Maryland, that I played every day in the summer. I got sort of off the track. Just slightly off the track. But here's the song. I had a request for this song from somebody, from a gentleman, as Mel Torme used to say, from a gentleman who just walked out. But I'm going to play it anyway. This is a song about a man who escaped from the Baltimore City jail. And this was about 1948, 49, maybe even 1950, something like that. No, it was before, about 49. My father took me down to see the hole that he had dug out of the Baltimore City jail. And sure enough, there was a hole under the moat and down up into the yard where you could just climb over a fence and leave and take off and leave and depart. And this guy did it. I was thinking about it the other night. I said, boy, that's not too much fun. Digging a little hole underneath all that. It could collapse on you. it just dawned on me finally 20, 40 years after writing the song. But this was the first song I ever wrote. Well, the second song. This is a story about a man named Henry. Tale I know to be true. About a man going stale in a city jail. Decided that his prison days were through. 5 years before Henry robbed a store. He got 10 to 20 years and no parole. On one cold November night, Henry finally saw the light and decided that he'd dig himself a home. Now Henry didn't have no shovel. Had to steal himself a tablespoon. Started digging on the 3rd of November. Was a free man on the 3rd of June. Cause it was 99 feet under thick concrete. Moving slower than a snail. But every night while the warden slept tight, little Henry was escaping from jail. Henry stepped up his bed so it looked like his head, and the body was laying down at night. Every night. Oh, hell. Henry didn't have no show. No. Wait a minute. Sorry about that. One little word will mess you up. One little word will do it. Sorry. How does that second verse start? Oh yeah, Henry stepped up his bed. I was right the whole time. Henry stepped up his bed so it looked like his head and his body wasn't laying down at night. And when the guard checked the cell, he knew damn well that was Henry in there sleeping tight. But every night he'd drop out of sight, down the hole he dug in the floor. It was under the bed and down through the tunnel to where it stopped the night before. Henry spoon out some dirt and drag it in the shirt. Henry spoon out some dirt and put it in his shirt and drag it on back to his cell. And little by little wash it on down the sink, and then he'd rest weary body for a spell. Cause it was 99 feet on thick concrete. Moving, spooning, scratching away. Darker down there than an old coal mine that never saw the light of day. You know, this song is so chopped up now. I want you to erase it from your minds. I want to get that little clicker that they use in Men in Black, flash it at you, then start the song over again. Hi, folks. Welcome to my house. Here's a song I wrote. This is a story about a man named Henry. A tale I know to be true. About a man going stale in a city jail. Decided that his prison days were through. 5 years before Henry robbed the store. They got 10 to 20 years and no parole. On one cold November night, Henry finally saw the light and decided that he'd dig himself a home. Now Henry didn't have no shovel. Had to steal himself a tablespoon. Started digging on the 3rd of November. Stopped digging on the 3rd of June. Cause it was 99 feet on the thick concrete. Moving slower than a snail. But every night while the warden slept tight, little Henry was escaping from jail. Henry spooned out some dirt and then he wrapped it in the shirt. Henry stepped up his bed. Henry stepped up his bed so it looked like his head and his body wasn't laying down at night. And when the guard checked his cell, he knew damn well that was Henry in there sleeping tight. But every night he'd drop out of sight, down the hole he dug in the floor. It was under the bed and down through the tunnel to where it stopped the night before. Henry spooned out some dirt and then he wrapped it in his shirt and then he drag it on back to his cell. A little by little, wash it on down the sink, and then he rests his weary body for his spell, cause it was 99 feet on the thick concrete, spooning and scratching away. Darker down there than an old coal mine that never saw the light of day. Then one summer morning, the papers had a story to tell about a model prisoner named Henry who was not to be found in his cell. Henry didn't show at mess that morning or to work that afternoon, and all they found was a 99-foot tunnel and an old tablespoon. Henry, the papers ran a picture that morning of the warden looking mighty pale. Seems they never figured on the day anybody dig his way out the Baltimore City jail, cause it was 99 feet down the thick concrete with nothing but a tablespoon. Started digging on the 3rd of November, was free man on the 3rd of June. Unfortunately, there's more to my story. See, Henry was like me and you. His tongue got to wagging and he got to bragging about what he done so everybody knew. The warden boys heard all of Henry's noise and they threw him on back in a cell. This time they gave him the penthouse apartment because they knew that they'd learned their lesson well. Henry finally paid parole, couldn't dig another hole. These days he's finally free. But he left a legend in a tunnel behind him, and they're both as real as they could be, because it was 99 feet under thick concrete, spooning and scratching away. Yay, a darker down there than an old coal mine that never saw the light of 99 feet under thick concrete, moving slower than a snail. But every night while the warden slept tight, little Henry was escaping. A little Henry was escaping. A little Henry was escaping from jail, 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 jail. Very close, very close. But you see, that's half the reason for all this, is to get my mind, keep my mind working as we spend day after day after day in this house, not going anywhere except taking a walk in the park. Each day is just like the other. No work. There is absolutely no work for musicians, I don't think, anywhere except to do this. And so that's what I'm doing. And I'm getting to like it, even though I have to sometimes deal with forgetting my lyrics. During the middle of it, I was thinking, oh man, that's when you record, you got the lyrics in front of you and you're trying to get the perfect pitch and the perfect sound and the perfect this. Doing it live, you're just trying to remember the lyrics. But the problem these days is I'm doing, in the show, I'm just doing songs from everywhere. And my little brain is getting a little, it likes the stretching, but it says, well, the songs that you really have a grasp on, they'll get shook up by all the addition of new material in there. And, you know, the neurons are confused now. They said, what's all this company we've got suddenly? Who are all these other people? I thought they were dormant. No, they're not anymore. You all just have to make room, little neurons. You're all just going to have to give in. Boy Scouts, clap, clap. Hold it. My interview with you still in AAG, Humor and Harmony. Boy Scouts, clap, clap, clap. Thank you, Judy. I think you may be the only one watching them. Can you see the moon right out your window? Full. Thanks, Bill. I can't. My shades are drawn and all I can see is the buildings across the street on West End Avenue. I have to actually go outside. It reminds me, when my daughter was very young, that same moon, I remember taking her out in front of our building and showing the moon and saying, moon, moon, she would, moon. I mean, she was, 18 months or something like that. She's turned out nicely. She does a good job. Listen, it's 8:08. I'm going to wish you all a good night tonight. I've got to prepare my statue for his new adornment. He's going to have a new little necklace. And we'll see you tomorrow. I'll make a list of the songs I'm supposed to do for tomorrow. Good to see you all. Love the Jaws reference. Teresa, you didn't tell me whether you got that before I explained it or after. Anyway, I thank you folks for joining in. I will see you all tomorrow, same time, 7 o'clock, down on the street, 648 Facebook, down on the street. I can't take YouTube down there. They think I don't have enough subscribers. I got 3,000 from something, but I can't contact them. Anyway, but that's my old story, and I'll complain about it till it gets fixed. Thank you all, and good night.